Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, first thing first, let's express our best regard to our God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the Lord of this world, the Master of Judgment Day, and the Creator of this universe, who has been giving us beautiful life, long life, so we can gather in this place to do our obligation as worshippers in this world. Secondly, my salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the king of the great kingdom, namely Islam religion, then brought us from uneducated person to be educated person. Okay, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Paradillah. I'm from group 9. Nah, for this material is inversion. Nah, materi pertama itu saya sendiri dan saya akan menjelaskan pengertian dari inversion. Inversion merupakan kalimat yang terdiri dari kata kerja terlebih dahulu, lalu diikuti oleh auxiliary atau modal verb, baru subjeknya. Bisa dibilang inversion itu adalah susunan kalimat yang terbalik dari susunan kalimat pada umumnya. Subject plus verb, verb plus subject. Nah, inversion just mean putting the verb before the subject. We usually do it in question forms. Normal sentence. You are tired. The subject is you. It's before the verb are. Question form is are you tired? Are you tired? The verb are is from the subject you. They have a change place. This is called inversion. Nah, alasan untuk melakukan hal ini adalah untuk memberikan penekanan pada poin yang ingin Anda buat. Pernyataan atau kalimat semacam ini menyolok orisinil atau mengejutkan dalam beberapa cara. Dan kapanpun Anda membuat pernyataan semacam ini, kalimat dengan struktur yang dibalik inversion diperlukan. Nah, jadi kalimat yang Anda buat mungkin harus seperti contoh berikut. Only at night do bats live there. Chef. Nah, hanya di malam hari kelelawar meninggalkan gua mereka. Nah, itulah tadi pengertian dari inversion. Nah, selanjutnya adapun pemateri kedua yang dijelaskan oleh teman saya, yaitu Khairunisa.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will continue the explanation of my friend about how to use inversion. In most English verb tense, when we want to use inversion, we just move the verb to before the subject. If there's more than one verb, because a verb tense has auxiliary verb, for example, we move the verb. There are two verb tense where we just change the place of the verb and subject. Untuk yang pertama, simple present with be. Subject plus verb 1 SAS diubah menjadi verb 1 SS plus subject. For example, I'm studying berubah menjadi am I study. I yang berfungsi sebagai subjek, am study adalah verb. Walaupun am sebenarnya berfungsi sebagai to be. Karena memiliki dua verb, maka yang diubah posisinya adalah verb yang pertama. Sehingga I'm study berubah menjadi am I study. You are study berubah menjadi are you study. You adalah subjek dan verb yang diubah posisinya, verb yang pertama adalah are. Jadi you are study berubah menjadi are you study. He is study berubah menjadi is he study. Untuk simple past with be, subject plus verb to berubah menjadi verb to plus subject. For example, they were study berubah menjadi were they studied. They berfungsi sebagai subjek. Were dan study berfungsi sebagai verb. Karena memiliki dua verb seperti halnya simple present, maka verb yang pertama dibawa ke depan sebelum subjek. Jadi they were study berubah menjadi were they study. Contoh berikutnya, she was studied berubah menjadi was she studied. With other verb tense, we change the place of the subject and the auxiliary verb. The first auxiliary verb if there is more than one. We don't move the other parts of the verb. Untuk present perfect, rumusnya subject plus have has plus verb 3 diubah menjadi have has plus subject plus verb 3. For example, we have gone to school. We berfungsi sebagai subjek. Dan yang digunakan adalah have karena aturannya adalah we berpasangan dengan have. Verb ketiga dari go adalah gone, jadi we have gone to school. Diubah menjadi have we gone to school karena aturan inversion adalah verb sebelum subjek. Contoh berikutnya, she has gone to school. Diubah menjadi has she gone to school. Untuk present continuous, rumus present continuous subject plus is are plus verb ing diubah menjadi is are plus subject plus verb ing. For example, I'm going to school. Diubah menjadi am I going to school. I berfungsi sebagai subjek. Am dan going berfungsi sebagai verb. Karena memiliki dua verb yang diubah posisinya adalah verb pertama. Jadi, I'm going to school berubah menjadi am I going to school? Contoh berikutnya, you are going to school. Diubah menjadi are you going to school? Contoh berikutnya lagi, she is going to school. Diubah menjadi is he going to school? Untuk present perfect continuous, rumusnya subject plus have has plus been plus verb ing diubah menjadi have has plus subject plus been plus verb ing. For example, they have been going to school. They berfungsi sebagai subjek. Have been going to school. Verb pertama di sini adalah have. Jadi, yang diubah posisinya adalah have. Have they been going to school? Contoh berikutnya, she has been going to school diubah menjadi has she been going to school. Untuk past perfect, rumusnya subject plus have plus verb 3 diubah menjadi have plus subject plus verb 3. For example, you had gone to school. Diubah menjadi had you gone to school. Posisi you yang berfungsi sebagai subjek diubah dengan posisi had yang berfungsi sebagai verb. Untuk past continuous, subject plus was were plus verb ing diubah menjadi was were plus subject plus verb ing. For example, he was going to school diubah menjadi was he going to school. He dan was dengan kata lain subjek dan verbnya diubah posisinya. Contoh berikutnya, they were going to school diubah menjadi were they going to school. Untuk past perfect continuous, rumusnya subject plus have plus been plus verb ing diubah menjadi have plus subject plus been plus verb ing. For example, he had been going to school diubah menjadi had he been going to school. Posisi he yang berfungsi sebagai subjek dengan had yang berfungsi sebagai verb, first verb diubah. Sehingga he had been going to school berubah menjadi had he been going to school. Untuk simple future, rumusnya subject plus will, shall plus verb 1 diubah menjadi will, shall plus subject plus verb 1. For example, they will go to school berubah menjadi will they go to school. They yang berfungsi sebagai subjek berubah posisi dengan will yang berfungsi sebagai verb pertama, first verb. Sehingga they will go to school diubah menjadi will they go to school. Contoh berikutnya, we shall go to school diubah menjadi shall we go to school. Untuk future perfect, rumusnya subject plus will, shall plus have plus verb 3 diubah menjadi will, shall plus subject plus have plus verb 3. For example, they will have gone to school berubah menjadi will they have gone to school. They, posisi they yang berfungsi sebagai subjek dengan will yang berfungsi sebagai verb dibalik sehingga they will have gone to school berubah menjadi will they have gone to school. Contoh berikutnya, we shall have gone to school berubah menjadi shall we have gone to school. Untuk future continuous, rumusnya subject plus will atau shall plus be plus verb ing berubah menjadi will, shall plus subject plus be plus verb ing. For example, they will be going to school berubah menjadi will they be going to school. Posisi they yang berfungsi sebagai subjek dan will yang berfungsi sebagai verb diubah atau balik sehingga they will be going to school berubah menjadi will they be going to school. Contoh berikutnya, we shall be going to school berubah menjadi shall we be going to school. Untuk future perfect continuous, rumusnya subject plus will, shall plus have plus been plus verb ing diubah menjadi will, shall plus subject plus have plus been plus verb ing. For example, they will have been going to school berubah menjadi will they have been going to school. Posisi they yang berfungsi sebagai subjek dengan will yang berfungsi sebagai verb dibalik sehingga they will have been going to school berubah menjadi will they have been going to school. Contoh berikutnya, we shall have been going to school berubah menjadi shall we have been going to school. Selain verb tense, ada juga modal verbs. Untuk hal ini, verb yang ditukar posisinya dengan subjek adalah modal verbs. Contohnya, I should go to school berubah menjadi should I go to school. Modalnya di sini adalah should dan subjeknya adalah I should dibalik menjadi should I should go to school berubah menjadi should I go to school. Untuk berikutnya, you will go to school berubah menjadi would you go to school. You yang berfungsi sebagai subjek dan will berfungsi sebagai modal verbs. Jadi ditukar posisinya, you will berubah menjadi would you. You will go to school berubah menjadi would you go to school. Selain itu, there are two tense when we need to add do, does, or did to make the question form. This is usually still called inversion. Present simple with any verb escape be, add, do, or does. Simple present yang tidak memiliki be ditambahkan dengan do atau does sesuai konteksnya. Contoh, do you go to school? Dan berikutnya adalah does he go to school? Untuk kalimat normalnya, ini mengatakan you do go to school. Untuk inversionnya diubah menjadi do you go to school. Dan does he go to school, kalimat normalnya ini he does go to school. Ketika menjadi inversion, does-nya berada di depan sehingga berubah menjadi does he go to school. Untuk past simple with any verb escape be, add, did. Untuk simple past yang tidak memiliki be ditambahkan dengan did. Contohnya, did we go to school? Kalimat normalnya adalah we did go to school. Ketika menjadi inversion, did-nya berada di depan we yang berfungsi sebagai subjek, sehingga we did go to school berubah menjadi did we go to school. Contoh berikutnya, did they go to school? Kalimat normalnya adalah they did go to school. Ketika menjadi inversion, did-nya berada di depan subjek. Subjeknya di sini adalah they, sehingga they did go to school berubah menjadi did they go to school.
Oke, thank you for the opportunity. Saya akan melanjutkan materi dari pemateri sebelumnya. When do we use inversion? Of course, we use inversion in questions. but we also sometimes use inversion in other cases when we are not making a question. First, when we use negative adverb or adverb phrase at the beginning of the sentence. Secondly, we can use inversion instead of if in conditional with had, were, and should. Third, we can use inversion if we put an adverbial expression of place at the beginning on the sentence. Fourth, we can use inversion after so plus adjective that. When we use a negative adverb or adverb phrase at the beginning of the sentence, usually we put the expression at the beginning of the sentence to emphasize what we are saying. It makes our sentence sound surprising or striking or unusual. It also sounds quite formal. If you don't want to give this impression, you can put the negative expression later in the sentence in the normal way. Example, seldom have I seen such beautiful work. Seldom is at the beginning, so we use inversion. This sentence emphasizes what beautiful work it is. Yang kedua itu, I have seldom seen such beautiful work. Seldom is the normal place, so we don't use inversion. This is a normal sentence with not special emphasis. Okay, we only use inversion when the adverb modifies the whole phrase and not when it modifies the noun. Hardly anyone passed the exam. Or no inversion. Here are some negative adverbs and adverb phrase that we often use with inversion. The first, hardly. Second itu, yang kedua itu never. Yang ketiga seldom. Yang keempat rarely. Yang kelima only then. Yang keenam itu not only but. Yang ketujuh itu no sooner. Yang ke-8 itu scarcely. Yang ke-9 itu only later. Yang ke-10 now here. Yang ke-11 itu only in this way, in no way. Dan yang terakhir itu on no account. Oke, ada pun contoh kalimat dari kata yang sebelum saya sebut tadi. Yang pertama itu hardly. Hardly had I got into bed when the telephone rang. Yang kedua itu never. Never had she seen such a beautiful sight before. Yang ketiga itu seldom. Seldom do we see such an amazing display of dance. Yang keempat itu rarely. Rarely will you hear such beautiful music. Yang kelima itu only then. Only then did I understand why the tragedy had happened. Yang ke-6 itu not only but. Not only does he love chocolate and sweets, but he also smokes. Yang ke-7 itu no sooner. No sooner had we arrived home than the police rang the doorbell. Yang ke-8 itu scarcely. Scarcely had I got off the bus when it crashed into the back of a car. Yang ke-9 itu only later. Only later did she really think about the situation. Yang ke-10 itu now here. Now here have I ever had such bad service. Yang ke-11 itu only in this way. Only in this way could John earn enough money to survive. Yang ke-12 itu in no way. In no way do I agree with what you're saying. Dan yang terakhir itu on no account. On no account should you do anything without asking me first. Selanjutnya itu in the following expression, the inversion comes in the second part of the sentence. Not until. contoh kalimatnya itu, not until I saw John with my own eyes did I really believe he was safe. Yang kedua itu not science. Not since Lucy left college had she had such a wonderful time. Yang ketiga itu only after I'd seen her flat did I understand why she wanted to live there. Yang keempat itu only when we'd all arrived home did I feel calm. Dan yang terakhir itu only by working extremely hard could we afford to eat. Nah, selanjutnya we can use inversion instead of if in conditionals with had, were, and should. Normal conditional. If I had been there, this problem wouldn't have happened. Conditional with inversion. Kalimatnya itu had I been there, this problem wouldn't have happened. Yang kedua itu normal condition. If he should decide to come, please telephone. Conditional with inversionnya itu kalimatnya berbunyi seperti ini. Should he decide to come, please telephone. Nah, selanjutnya itu we can use inversion if we put an adverbial expression of place at the beginning on the sentence. Inversionnya itu contoh kalimatnya, on the table was all the money we had lost. Normal sentence-nya itu all the money we had lost was on the table. Nah, yang kedua itu kalimat inversionnya yang berbunyi round the corner came the knights. Normal sentence-nya itu the knights come round the corner. Oke, ada selanjutnya itu we can use inversion after so plus adjective that. Inversionnya contoh kalimatnya, so beautiful was the girl that nobody could talk of anything else. Kalimat normalnya itu the girl was so beautiful that nobody could talk of anything else. Yang kedua itu kalimat inversionnya, so delicious was the food that we ate every last bite. Normal sentence-nya itu the food was so delicious that we ate every last bite. Oke, sekian materi dari saya. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Guys, I think enough for presentation from group 9. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dadah.